Oakland, Tommy John, tired of the constant elbow discomfort and cortisone shots, no longer able to throw a pitch without searing pain, pleaded with the Los Angeles Dodgers team doctor to try anything humanly possible to keep his baseball career alive. Dr. Frank Jobe, who worked with children with polio, using tendon transfers to help them, informed John that he could experiment and see if it could work on his elbow. It would be only a 101 shot that it would permit him to continue pitching. John didn't hesitate and told him to try whatever he needed. Jobe led him into the operating room, removed a tendon from John's left wrist, drilled for holes in the ulna and humerus bones of his right elbow, and grafted the tendons together, holding them in place with anchors. The date was September the 25th, 1974. 50 years later, it is one of the most innovative and influential surgeries in the history of sports medicine. Follow every MLB game, latest MLB scores, stats, schedules and standings. It is now referred to simply as Tommy John surgery. It's amazing how many careers that surgery has saved. John, 81, tells USA Today Sports from his Florida home. It was just an experimental surgery. I would have tried many things to come back and pitch. I told Dr. Jobe, do whatever you can to fix it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, hey, we gave it our best. Thank God it worked. It was such a blessing. The only thing I hate is that 50 years later, it's needed more than ever, and that's sad. You would think with modern training and techniques, pitchers wouldn't need that surgery as much. John, the first athlete to undergo surgery replacing his ulnar collateral ligament, went on to pitch for another 14 years while winning 164 more games. It was 4 years before the surgery was performed again. On San Diego Padres pitcher Brent Strom, now the Arizona Diamondbacks pitching coach, he never made it back to the big leagues. Today, studies reveal that 36% of all active major league pitchers have undergone Tommy John surgery, and the rate continues to increase every year. There were more in MLB last year than the entire 1990s. We've created a problem with such a great surgical procedure, Dr. James Andrews, who retired in January, tells USA Today Sports. When you have success, you've got problems that come with it, and now we have to solve those problems. This was developed for professional pitchers, but the injury rate for the ligament injury in youth sports is 10 times greater than it was in 2000. They are hurting their arm ligaments before they even get out of high school, and coming in and getting surgery. That's just terrible. I don't know any other words to say it, but it's troubling. The sickening aspect, Andrews says, is that parents are eagerly bringing their kids to undergo elbow surgery, believing it will make their ligaments stronger and turn them into major league pitchers. These parents are smiling when they bring their kids in and are told they need surgery, Andrews says. Some of them don't even need surgery, but they're asking to have an operation. Some of these kids are 12 years old and don't have a mature growth plate. That's not right. It's just ridiculous. It's an amazing operation for a lot of people, but it's only an 85 to 90% success rate. I tell them that, but they don't care. It's just a shame. The biggest problem, renowned surgeons like Dr. Neil Alatrich, Dr. Keith Meister, drive. Tim Kremchek and Andrews say, is baseball's love affair with velocity. High school kids are throwing every pitch as hard as they can to get noticed by the pros and collegiate baseball programs. Professional pitchers are throwing as hard as they can to get paid as much as possible. And if they break down, they'll just undergo surgery and take a year off. If they to go under the knife again a few years later, so be it. These guys come up and are gassing it as hard as they can at max effort, says Kremchek. The Cincinnati Reds medical director and chief orthopedic surgeon for 26 years, who has performed more than 3,000 surgeries. The body can only take so much. These guys keep having surgeries, but eventually you run out of trinkets to fix them. The love affair with velocity has changed the game, no question. The days of learning to pitch is over. It's spin rate, and how hard you can throw. It's ruined the game. According to Meister, a perfect game showcase in 2012 had 3 pitchers who threw 94 miles per hour or higher. It increased to 17 kids a year later, and in 2023, it spiked to 50 for kids who were at 95 miles per hour or higher. There's such a huge focus on velocity and spin rate, Meister says, that it completely changed the landscape and the challenges we have to face. When you have all of these high velocities and spin rate, the ligament is not going to last. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable at all. The pendulum needs to change back. Things aren't changing for the better. Things are changing for the worse. It's just so frustrating. I've come up with a couple of things baseball can do to help mitigate it, but it's kind of fallen on deaf ears.